plays down the stretch, but they were exhausted. But they got us over the mountaintop.
One more in the back. In the back. There we go. Wilton, turn around right back. Go ahead. You're killing me. Hey,
Ended up with me, Diane. Dawn, just, you kind of mentioned it there, you alluded to a little bit about some of your players getting a little gas at the end. Like, just what did it take for your team to get this one tonight? It seemed like both teams just really sort of emptied the tank tonight.
I mean, it's like that. It was two of the best teams in our conference in the country, just trying to get a win. And I mean, we all said it's probably going to be, the game is going to be determined in those plays. Like, I thought LSU got multiple offensive rebounds at the end of the game that put them in a position to close the gap, to go ahead. And then at the end, I mean, we got lucky. Flagey doesn't miss free throws, and we actually got a bucket after that. And it's those kind of plays that are determining the game. Man, they got a lot of them. I mean, they got 18 offensive rebounds on us, and 18 offensive rebounds from a team like LSU means they win basketball games like this. So it's surprising to see just how bad it was after the game.
we go here in the front and then to Wilton.
Yeah, Don, it seems these games come down to with the offensive execution in the final couple of minutes, and the play of the Medina that was really well executed. Just talk about your offensive execution. I mean, the last 90 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, we put the ball in Raymond Johnson's hands to make a play. I mean, we put it in a couple of people's hands, and we got good looks. But when it was down to that last possession, Raven was either going to play make for herself or play make for her teammate. And fortunately, Medina snuck behind the defense to give her a little layup. I thought she took her time because by the time she caught it and made a move, there was a crowd there. So she took her time and put it off that white square and it went in.
Wilton, and then just pass it to Michael, please.
Coach, it goes without saying, obviously playing in the SEC is very tough. For where you are right now with this team, second full week of February, how would you really assess where this team is, especially after getting a win like this against LSU?
I think this team sees the end of the tunnel, meaning they know we're at the end of the season, so it's a little bit easier to just focus in on what we have in front of us. And this was a big one. This was a huge game in front of us, huge game on the road, and just a hostile environment, very, very NCAA tournament-like. And we just found a way to win. And I think this team is finding ways to win, a lot of different ways. And especially when we, I don't usually say this, but especially when we're not fully healthy.
Michael, and then Chris will wrap us up.
Your starting five dealing with foul trouble there late. Just how crucial and I guess helpful were the spot minutes from Isla and Nagat and Miriam late there?
Huge. Miriam gave us a lift. She got a block shot. She had presence out there, and it's kind of unfair for her to not play almost the entire game and then her numbers called. But she is someone that practices like she's going to play every single day, like a real character person. And this is her last year, and she plays spot minutes here or there, but you can never tell in practice. So the basketball guys really repaid her tonight for that, because it was a key block that she got. Isla's always going to give you what she's got. I'm happy for her getting out there, because I know she's been hurting. But it was good to get her some minutes and understand that we're going to need her down the stretch. Big three by Agat.
Chris, wrap us up.
When you have somebody like Tessa who gets the hot hand in the first half, how do you balance trying to force the ball to the hot hand versus not sacrificing the rest of your offense just to go to one person?
Well, she was our offense, to be quite honest, and I thought we did a really good job at force feeding her the ball, because she was hot. I thought Tessa did a great job getting herself open and square to the basket, and doesn't take long. It's not on her fingers long before she's launching it, And we're very fortunate that she was very efficient because we needed to stay close, especially with the type of crowd that they had, because every miss, you heard it, every transition basket they got, it really mattered. So we wanted to do some things that would just kind of keep the crowd out of it. I don't think we accomplished that, but we did enough to get the win.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you, local media, for coming. Appreciate y'all. Safe travels home.
Everyone. Dr. Kayla Williams, Quality Assurance, and Coach Mulkey. Start with questions for the players. Please raise your hand. We'll get it back to you.
Flajay, for you. Seemed to be a little emotional during the alma mater. Just, I guess, kind of take us through just kind of what you were thinking in that moment.
Just missing those 2 free throws and thinking about things I could have did differently in the game defensively.
Michaela, take us down the stretch of the fourth quarter. How you think it got away from you there?
I think it just boiled down to us not making shots down the stretch. They had a couple of key buckets that pushed their momentum forward. So
This question's for both Flajay and Michaela. When you have a game like this, as close as it was, you don't get the win, but what does a loss like this kind of help propel you guys to maybe dig a little deeper as you get throughout the month of February?
yeah, I think some of us have to just look in the mirror and down the stretch, bow our neck, and stop dropping these close games. Doing what we need to do early in the game, so it doesn't come down to 2 free throws at the end of the game. So I think just taking care of our business in the first half, so we don't have to do all that fighting in the back end.
I think it's focus.
A question for both of y'all.
I wasn't done. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's focus. I think it's continuing to focus on the little things, and holding each other accountable. And we got to continue to do that. These close games, like, you never want to lose them. But it's not one play at the end, or it's not. It's accumulation of things that we can do better. And that start with me and Michaela. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go back to the drawing board, and we got to be better.
In pregame, y'all were out there probably about 90 minutes before South Carolina hit the court for pregame. You think some of that stuff is maybe y'all are practicing going at it too hard, and that may be affecting y'all late in the game?
We do that every game.
You ever
day.
play basketball?
What'd you say they do?
They were out there about 90 minutes before South Carolina gets out there, getting at it pretty hard. I'm just wondering if that caused anything with legs or...
I'm not aware of that. I'll check into it. They're supposed to be out there 1 hour ahead of time doing about 10 minutes of shooting. So what is he talking about?
We shoot the same pregame shots every
Since my
game
freshman
day.
year.
Next question. Great.
Flau'jae, you've been in these positions before. How do you help the freshmen and the younger players try to compartmentalize the loss and look forward ahead to what's next?
I mean, it's hard for me, but they're a pretty spirited group. They know, it's all. We got another hard game coming up. We just got to learn from this. Coach Bob said, Nick Saban said, never waste a failure. So we're not going to waste this loss. We're definitely going to learn from it. We're going to grow from it. And as just vets, tomorrow, whenever we get back in the lab, we gotta focus. We really gotta be intentional about these last couple of games that we have, and then going into the SEC tournament and the big dance.
Anybody else? All right, thank you. Questions for Coach? Raise your hand, please. What did you think of Flau'jae tonight?
The same thing I think of her every time I get to coach her, what a blessing it is to have her. Now, you will focus on those last 2 free throws. We missed 9. There's your difference in the ball game. Look at the stat sheet. We scored the same number of field goals. We out-rebounded them 9. We were 14 for 23 from the foul line. That's where the game was lost. Make your free throws, you win.
Coach, she brought in Bella Hines kind of in that third quarter to bring a spark. What did you see from her in that
I
stand?
saw a kid that I need to play more. She needs to take away some of the minutes of some of them. Because she got out there and guarded Tessa. She wasn't afraid to bow up to her. She made shots. She had a lot of energy and effort, and she has my respect.
You brought up the free throws that were missed. Your team is known for making free throws down the stretch. Where do you think that came from tonight?
I'm not real sure. If I knew that, I'd be in psychology, wouldn't I? I have no idea. Got to the free throw line, so reward yourself. Reward yourself.
Did they do a good job on Michaela? It seemed like she was fighting pretty hard to get the basketball tonight offensively.
I'd have to look at the film. I don't know that she was guarded any different than the rest of them were guarded. I know Raven was on her a lot, and Raven is a experienced national championship guard that played 36 minutes. But look, Michaela, 5 for 12, Jada, 1 for 10, Lay, 1 for 8. And you still had a chance to win the game. You still had a chance to win the game. So I thought Mama played one of her finer games. I thought Bella came in and gave us a spark. Got to move on. Got to get ready for the next game.
Coach, like you just said, Amaya Joyner, I feel like she probably stuck out the most in this game. She's at the board. She's really getting in there. Like you said, her finer game, I completely agree. What did you see from her? What does she need to keep bringing? And where did that kind of come from? What did you see in practice?
Rebound the ball. She gave us many opportunities. She battled in there. She rebounded the ball. She and the big girl for South Carolina, 11, both those kids, you know, they're rebounders. And they both had double-figure rebounds. She played a really, really good game. I thought the crowd was outstanding. I mean, it was pretty loud in there.
Kim, Don said a few minutes ago that normally when LSU gets 18 offensive rebounds, they win basketball games.
When they get what?
When you guys get 18 offensive rebounds, you usually win the basketball game. So I guess just what was the difference, I guess, overall tonight, and you know, what did you like about how, you know, Amaya and Kate and everyone else did attack the boards tonight?
I liked everything we did, except I didn't like the way we guarded Tessa. We didn't do what we were told to do for 3 days. And you can't do anything about free throws. If you look at the stat sheet, I can't be too critical of many things. We didn't turn it over much. We out-rebounded them. We got to the foul line more than them. We're not, you know, 2 for 12 from the 3. And you still had a chance to win the ball game. 44 seconds to go, you can take the lead and make one defensive stop, and we'd be sitting here celebrating. This game is tough, and yeah. When you do get that many rebounds, you would think you're going to win, but that's not the only thing. When I look at that stat sheet and how it's so good, how'd you lose, Coach? Well, look at the free throws.
Coach, I know you've already spoken on Bella specifically, but your freshman class seems to really answer the call whenever their number's called. Just what do you make of that group and how they've performed throughout SEC play when they've gotten their opportunity?
They're very talented. They're very competitive. They're not afraid to fail. They're very confident. And this day and age, you know, if those kids stay together, they're going to be really special. But you just never know, you know. But, man, I sure am enjoying coaching them.
Coach, you've praised Jada's guard play all season, and despite that she didn't reach like double-digit figures tonight, what did you like about her going against Raven early on?
Well, Jada had to guard several of them on the perimeter. Jada's just going to continue to get better and better. She had some open looks that she normally knocks down, and she didn't. But I thought for the most part she's trying to grow and lead us as a point guard, make the right pass to the right people. Jada is, she's a good player. And she's just a sophomore. She's out there guarding seniors. She's guarded some really good players in our league this year. And I think that's going to be so valuable to her as she continues to play at this level.
Yeah, Kim, y'all gave up only 1 3-pointer in the second half. You held the average to 10 points. Did a lot of things right. In a game like this, like little things matter, like 9 missed free throws, 10 missed layups, just the little things that held you back.
Yeah, I think I may have shared it with you guys a couple months ago. It's only 1 possession, Coach. Don't get all upset because I failed to block out or I missed that free throw or I had that turnover. Or they all add up. And, gosh, we really, really had an opportunity to win this game tonight.
So given that and given the little things and given the nature of a close game, what's the prevailing emotion, do you think, you know, for you and for the locker room going forward?
Well, we're not in there celebrating, Reed. I hope kids are hurting. I hope if you're a competitor, you're hurting individually. And then collectively, it's our job as coaches when we get back on that practice floor to make sure we get them back in the right mindset to keep winning a few more basketball games. We'll see. We'll see. They've done it all year, so I hope that they'll continue to do it as we finish February and head into March Madness.
Couple more, John.
It's obviously pretty common for team players to go up against old schools, but what was your advice to Full Wiley on how to handle all this? And because obviously there was a lot of talk, big storyline with her in this game.
I didn't just sit with her and have a one-on-one conversation. I think I just coached her in front of her teammates that I hope she has butterflies, because if she has butterflies, that means she's invested in this program and she's excited. Don't try to do too much, just play. And I thought she did typical Full Wally, give you some outstanding play, stripped Raven early in the game, got some layups, but then she turned it over. And so that's part of who she is, and we've got to continue to make the positive be pluses when she's in the ball game and not minuses, because she has tremendous quickness. She has just things that she just does naturally.
Coach, you never want to lose a game. Second full week of February, how would you obviously you've answered questions about the game, but how would you assess this team right now, being in this particular week of February, knowing what you still have left and going into the month of March?
How do I assist them?
Assess them.
Oh, well, I don't know. What are we, 20-something and 4? Look at the 4 losses probably and go from there, and go, what did we do in each of those games to lose the game? And teach them the game, lift them back up, keep them confident. But 8 new players, whatever we are, 20-something and 4, my assessment would be keep doing what you're doing. You're this close to winning some of those games against people you're not supposed to beat. And we did this year. I mean, didn't we beat Texas here? We weren't supposed to win that game. So just keep plugging away, stay in the right mindset, and understand that there's a lot of basketball left to be played after the regular season's over.
My last one, Chessa.
Zakiya Johnson was impactful in the first half. She seemed to have limited minutes in the second half. Was she hurt? Is there?
No, just a decision I went with, and then I moved Michaela inside some. But I do appreciate you asking that, because that's one of the things I think about as a coach. Should I have given her, some minutes there? But, you can't second guess yourself now, but I always go back and think about what could I have done to help us win this ball game. Can't shoot a free throw, can't drill it for them, and I can't pass it, but I can make the right substitutions and things like that. But we did fine as a coaching staff tonight. Coaching staff was very good, very helpful, very engaged. You got to always make sure you have the right people guarding. That I may go back and look at and go, why didn't you do some of the things we wanted you to do on Tessa? And